It was the next day when three boys again set off there in the village. They made a lot of friends there. It was another one of the night, and they were walking toward their quarters when it started to dazzle again. For the fourth time of the day, a small petal of their feet were heard, and Jungkook held gradually went toward inside of that jacket where the G3 was stuck in, signing the boy behind him. He went toward the source of the sound, clearing that bushes he come across near. Jiho and Namjoon were searching for the voice toward left and right. It was very unusual for someone to be up that time of night, especially here. People live here always sleep in later, after 8 o'clock. As Jungkook was about to turn away, a small boy would collide with him. With a thud, the boy fell on the muddy land. All three of them went toward that entry, and they saw a boy with a black wear and white color shirt, blonde wavy hair, which covered his half of his face. God, mumbling the creator's name again and again, he tried to sit up, but the wet soil didn't help in the matter. A hand was offered in front of him, at which he looked up for the first time, and his eyes were stopped at three men were standing in front of him. That when he realized that what he was doing. At this time of night, that too in the middle of the forest, he was alone with three men. Fear died in his body, and he jerked back. Gio retained his hand back and rubbed the back of his neck in embarrassment. "We are harmless," and Jiho, being Jiho, spoke the first thing that came in his mind. The ice darted between them. He stood up without any help. All three of them were looking harmless, but then he remembered how his Uma told him not to believe someone by their faces. The one who offered him the hand was looking at him with that concern, just like the other one who spoke right, but the one who was standing in just front of him was scary. Very scary. He was looking at Dave with anger, annoyance, a little bit of another emotion which they wasn't able to point out. They was finding that his finger and his gaze meet the scary one for the second time. He looked even scarier up closer. His patients were trapped his foot on the ground, waiting for Dad to speak up. Yes. He looked like a kid, a small, cute kid. Wait, what? Cute? Having enough of this drama, he spoke, and using his strained voice. "Can't you speak up, damn it?" Namjoon and Jiho turned toward the boss with narrowed eyes. It was obviously they didn't like the way their boss talked to the sweet boy. What he heard next, they made their heart ache. They were standing sniff, and the tears were escaped down to his cheeks, wiping them with the back of his hand. They looked at the ground again. Namjoon walked toward them and stepped down with his eye level. "Will you please tell me what happened? We will help you. I promise," he spoke gently, grabbing their attention. They looked up at him with teary eyes and pouty lips, making Namjoon and Jiho both swan over his cuteness. A kid and someone who also felt emotion he never felt before, seeing they cry in front of him. Jungkook had tortured and finished many missions but never did feel any kind of emotion, except now. My Fluffy is lost." All three of them got alert in his voice. "Who is Fluffy?" This time it was Jungkook who spoke, making him scary away. "Fluffy, it's my best friend." A sudden rush of jealousy went through his vein, and then more mentioned his so-called best friend, who even named their child Fluffy. What does Fluffy look like? And where did you last see him? Namjoon asked him. "He was playing with me in the evening. He's very beautiful, white, with a soft skin." Soft. Jungkook groaned. We will help you in finding him. Tell me, where you last see him? Jiho asked. In the forest. Let's find you Fluffy then. I am Jiho declared was about to walk to him when Jungkook stopped him. Hun. He is Hun. Jiho internally went at the fate and noted. While Jiho slapped his back, all three of them went out of their search for Fluffy. Jiho and Namjoon made a small talk with him here and there. They were got to know the young name, where he lived. It was past 2 in the morning when they entered a clear where a beautiful waterfall appeared. Jungkook was inspecting the area. The shriek sounded from there. All three were looking at them. They were confused eyes. Jiho was about to take out his G3, and Namjoon slapped him for the second time that night. They ran from there toward the waterfall. They was running toward the waterfall, and a lamb. There was a lamb sitting on the edge of the rock. Just as they were about to follow, they were stopped. A little lamb in his eyes, and kissed his head repeatedly. Fluffy, where did you go? I cried so much for you. To say all they were shocked would be an understatement. They felt like the biggest fool in the world. Fluffy was a little lamb. His best friend, Jungkook, gazed at him, and they hugged him. The dearest best friend. He had no idea when his lips were curled up with a small smile. Whereas Namjoon and Jiho also patted their little lamb, and they introduced them to him. It was 5 in the morning when they all reached their headquarters after dropping there at his home safely. Namjoon and Jiho were still laughing at that silly boy. Theomas, on the other hand, was happy to have his Fluffy back. He also made friends today. Humans friends for the once. Namjoon and Jiho was very nice to him. Jiho told Tae that they were like their older brother. He was very grumpy and handsome. They giggled and hid his thought and lay down on the mattress and dozed off for a dreamy sleep. It was a waiting morning there, with a pair of eyes that never sleep. A series of feelings were rushed through his body, making his age for something or someone he couldn't have. They looked so young and peaceful, whereas he was completely opposite to him, placing a cigarette between his lips. He smoked till they thought were clouded. 3 weeks were past when they searching their places, looking for clues, which they got pretty quick. Dan was hiding in a farmhouse down there to the village, and were planning to escape very soon. Coming with a plan to trace him, they all decided for the next day. Jungkook was feeling restless throughout these 3 weeks. The last time he saw Tae was when they meet again at the same clearing and give them the freshly plucked strawberries. He smiled at the memory. He knew that their opposition would not be allowed to move back to their houses. He was beautiful, happy, and his mission was being successful completely. But on the other hand, his heart wanted someone to stay with him forever. He wanted Tae in his arm, in his warmth, his little butterfly.